Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? I am the mystical green beanie, and first things first, I am so sorry if you can hear my air conditioner in the background. It's just, well, actually, I'm not sorry because it's 9,000 degrees here in the tri-state area, and I am hotter than Jared in a high school girl's locker room. So, no, I refuse to turn my air conditioner off for you, good sir. I refuse. But speaking of refusing, I wasn't, but I suck at transitions. So here are 5 characters from DC and Marvel who I feel are criminally underutilized and haven't been used to their full potential. Coming in at number 5 is Virgil Hawkins' Static. Okay, so Static has had a very interesting history with DC publications. Originally, he was a milestone character who wasn't tethered to the main DC continuity, but the animated series was really popular, and that show actually was a part of the main DC animated universe. And there were a few crossovers between Static and some other DC characters there, and people really enjoyed that. So finally, DC integrated Static into the main DC universe in the comics after Final Crisis. And he existed, I guess. He was there. Then he lost his powers for some reason. I don't remember how that happened. It was just really dumb. But then the New 52 happened, and his solo book was complete shit. Oh, wow. And he showed up in the Teen Titans book that was going on at the time, and that was even shittier shit, which is hard to believe. That, completely blows my mind. But really, Static is a character who I feel deserves better, and the last thing that I want for him is to be remembered solely for having a TV show. Number 4, Clarion the Witch Boy. So Clarion is a character who's had a very strange history, mainly because literally every version of Clarion that you see is a different incarnation of Clarion, and in my opinion, the character kind of peaked with Grant Morrison, and then everything else after that was kind of meh. But then the New 52 happened, and he hasn't really done much. I mean, he's popped up here and there, and he's had his own solo book, but yeah, he hasn't really done much. And he's actually a really cool character. He's really versatile, and I feel like if he's written properly, he can be really cool and really fun. And coming in at number 3 is Jason Todd. So Jason Todd came back from the grave in this story called Under the Hood. It's this comic's really bad. Wow. But the movie adaptation's 1,000 times better. It's one of the few instances where I feel the adaptation is better than the source material. But yeah, after that, Jason hasn't really done anything to justify his resurrection. Even in Grant Morrison's run on Batman, which is amazing, by the way, it's one of the greatest runs on Batman ever. But even there, I felt like Grant Morrison couldn't justify Jason's existence. Then we get to the New 52, where he's on this team called the Outlaws, and if I'm gonna be completely honest here, I actually really enjoyed the first 6 or 7 issues of that comic. But then the comic just tripped over its own shoelaces, not even its own shoelaces, it just tripped over air, and it fell flat on its face. Seriously, it was really fast, the decline in quality for that comic, but I digress. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of cool ideas and directions that someone could take Jason in, but as of right now, nobody has. And I constantly find myself wanting for Jason's resurrection to be justified. Number 2, Franklin and Valerio Richards. So, technically 2 people, but fuck you, it's my video. I just really adore these 2 characters. I've loved almost everything that I've seen them in, and it really sucks that they won't be around for the foreseeable future because Marvel's having their petty temper tantrum over the film rights. But, that said, I feel like you could tell a lot of interesting stories with these 2, and I really hope that Fox gives the Fantastic Four film rights to Marvel soon, because I don't really give a shit about seeing a Fantastic Four movie. I just want to see the Fantastic Four come back in comics. And coming in at number 1 is Anya Corazon, Spider-Girl. Alright, so Anya is a character who I more or less grew up with. I started reading comics when I was about 10 or 11 years old, and around that time, Anya Corazon was introduced into the Marvel Universe as Aranya. I said that right? Aranya. I did not pay attention in Spanish class at all. It's really... I'm sorry. But yeah, I really love this character. She's really cool. She's really interesting. There's like a lot of mystical things that you could play with in her mythology, and I just love to see something done with her. And it really sucks because, unfortunately, I don't think Marvel sees the same thing that I see. And the last thing that I want is for Anya to be the next Maddie Franklin. The character just deserves so much more than that, in my opinion. And it would really suck if they did the same exact thing with Anya that they did with Maddie. But yeah, those were 5 characters who I feel are extremely underrated. But what about you? What are 5 characters that you feel don't get enough play from Marvel or DC? Let me know down below in that comment section. Also, if you like this video, hit the like button, share, support the channel, and if you want to see more content like this, all you have to do is subscribe. I am the Mystical Green Beanie, thanks for watching, and as always, until next time, adios nachos.